Hello class! So, before we dive into our new lesson, do you still remember what our previous lesson is? Correct, very good. So our previous lesson is all about locating integers in the number line. So now, our new topic is the lesson 1.4 or we are going to compare and order integers. Okay class, so during the recent Dinagyang Festival, there are 7 competing groups, right? Yes. And so, if I were the tribe manager of all the festival or all of the Dinagyang Festival, and if I will decide to draw lots in order for me to get or that to know if whose tribe is going to come first until to the last. Okay. So if I will write in the small sheet of paper and numbers it from 1 to 7, and then whoever gets or picks the number 1, they are going to dance or to perform first, and then it will go the same way until the group or the tribe number 7 picks their number 7. Alright? So, we can associate that with order. So, 1 to 7 and then 7 to 1. To start class, our first topic for today is comparing integers. So, just like what I have asked you earlier, when you are comparing one tribe from the rest of the other tribes, you can see that their performance, their headdress, their costumes, and everything, right? So, there will be one tribe, 2 or 3 tribes that is in favor of you, or you like the headdress of competing number 1 compared to comparing number 2. It can also be you both like tribe number 1's headdress and tribes number 2. So, it goes the same way when we are comparing integers. So, we are deciding when the integers is greater, lesser, or equal. And so, we use the symbols like this for greater than, alright? And for less than, we have this symbol. And so, for you to stay focused, I have one hint for you class. Less than starts with letter, yes, letter L. And so, we have this sign, letter L, and then, don't forget that this is less than. And this is greater than. And of course, I know that you are very aware what is or what the symbol of equal sign is, right? Yes. And its symbol is correct. So it goes like this. Okay, class. So as you can see in the screen, we have 100 on the left side and 1,000 on the right side. So, which do you think, class, is greater than the other? Is 100 greater than 1,000? Or is 1,000 greater than 100? Or are they both equal? So, who can answer my question? Yes? Very good. So, 1,000 is greater than 100. So, the sign or yes, the sign should be on the 1,000. Because if you read this, 100 is less than 1,000. Very good.
For our next example class, we have negative 24 and negative 8. So, among these two, which do you think is higher? Correct. So, negative 8 is higher or greater than negative 24. That is why we have to write negative 24 is less than negative 8 because negative 8 is greater than negative 24. Is that clear, class? Another one is negative 4 and negative 14. Which do you think is higher, class? Of course, negative 4 is higher or greater than negative 14. So, the sign should be in negative 4. Perfect.
This applies to everything, class. So take the next slide example. So what can you see in the picture? Yes, so we have headdress that has a branch and the leaves, just like what we have used in our previous lessons. So these are the branches and these are the leaves. So as you can see in the picture, class, which do you think is greater than or less than the other? Yes, so the leaves is greater than the branches, because when you watch or when you look closely, there are many leaves, approximately 100 to 150, and that there is only 12 to 15 branches. And so, the leaves are greater than the branches. Very good. So our next example is, yes, so it is still the headdress of the tribo Pai. So what can you observe in the picture? Yes, so we have still the leaves and the feathers. And so, is leaves greater than feather or the feather greater than the leaves? Correct. So, feathers are greater than the leaves. That is why the sign is on the feather. So if you read this, it will sound just like this. The leaves is less than the feathers, because the feathers is greater than the leaves. Very good. For our third example, so this headdress is just the back part of the headdress we used earlier, where we compare feathers and leaves. So, please observe quickly, class, the picture. So, what can you see or what can you observe? Yes, so they are symmetric to each other. The left side is equal to the right side because they have the same feathers, the same number of feathers, the same numbers of, these curvy things, and of course everything is symmetrical. That is why both sides are equal. Very good. So let us now proceed to the ordering of integers. So again, when we are ordering something or when we are ordering the integers, we are arranging them correctly. So class, there are two types of ordering. The first one is, yes, increasing order, or it has the other term which is, yes, it can also be called ascending order because we are ordering integers or something from least to greatest or from small to largest. Very good. On the other hand, when we say decreasing order or, yes, descending order, we are ordering things or integers from largest to smallest or from greatest to least. Very good. So again, class, when we say ascending order or increasing order, we orders the integers or something from smallest to largest or from least to greatest. take the numbers for example, or take the integers on the screen. Arrange -4, 3, -1, 0, and 5 in ascending or increasing order. So the first step that you are going to do is to put negative numbers first. So you are going to separate positive, negative numbers or negative integers and 0. So next, the step 2 is that arrange them from smallest to largest. Of course, we have the idea that the larger the negative integer is, the smallest is its value. So, as you can see in the screen, we have two negative integers and they are, yes, -4 and -1. So, -4 is the smallest or the least integers here because it has a greater value in positive, but we have the negative sign, and so it became -4 and it is considered as the least among the 5 integers. The next negative integers is -1 and of course followed by 0. Next class, which do you think is higher or bigger, 3 or 5? Yes, obviously 5 is greater than 3, and so what comes next after 0 is 3 and then followed by 5. Is that clear, class? So what if I told you to arrange -1, -9, 10, 0, and 2 in ascending order? Okay, class, so the correct order is, yes, the first negative integers or the smallest negative integers from the 5 numbers is, yes, -9. Followed by what negative integers? Yes, -1. And then 0. What comes after the 0? Correct, 2. And 10 is the largest among the 5. So are we clear, class? Yes, very good. Now that you have learned what ascending order is, or now that you have learned how to arrange integers from smallest to largest, let us now proceed to decreasing or descending order. So this is the opposite of ascending order, wherein in descending order, we are arranging integers or anything from largest to smallest or from greatest to least. So when we say descending order, class, we are ordering integers or something from greatest to least or from, correct, largest to smallest. Just like the example. What if you are going to arrange the following integers? -4, 3, -1, 0, and 5. So, the first one will be the same as in ascending order. So, we are going to put or separate negative numbers from positive integers and 0. So, after you have done that, the step 2 is you are now going to arrange them from largest to smallest. So, do you now have the answer? Or have you arranged the given integers from largest to smallest? Alright, so the largest integer will be, correct, will be positive 5, followed by 3, 0, and then what comes after the 0? -1, and of course, the smallest value or the smallest integer is -4. So now, class, what if I told you to arrange the following integers in descending order? -99, 99, 0, positive 9, and negative 9. Alright, so which of those integers is the largest? Yes, so the largest among them is, yes, correct, positive 99, followed by positive 9, and then 0. What comes after the 0? Correct, negative 9, and of course, negative 99. So, is ascending order and descending order very clear to you, class? Yes, very good. So now that you have understand our lesson, we will now have our activity. So, I want you to get 1/2 crosswise and then follow the direction. So what you are going to do is fill in the blanks and use less than, greater than, or equal sign to compare the numbers. After that, you are going to arrange the following integers from least to greatest or from greatest to least. Are we clear, class? Yes, very good. And so, write your answers now. Okay, class, that concludes our lesson from lesson 1.1 to 1.4. I hope you learned something because you are going to apply these concepts into operation or into 4 arithmetic operations using integers. So, thank you everyone for listening and for participating. See you in our next class. Bye-bye!